Welcome back to the deep dive. We take the books, research, all that stuff you need to know about wellness, and we boil it down into, well, actionable insights. Today, we're focusing on getting strategies for mental wellness that don't involve, huge costs or long waits. Our source is Liz Kelly's book. This book is Cheaper Than Therapy, a no-nonsense guide to improving your mental health. It's kind of promising those therapy room tools, but directly for you.
Yeah, and that's so needed right now. Kelly really highlights the barriers. I mean, she says a single session can cost as much as, what was it, half a plane ticket to Chicago.
Or a pair of really nice shoes from Nordstrom.
Right. And even
Yeah.
if you have the money, you might be waiting like 3 months just to get in. It's a real problem.
Okay, so this book steps into that gap. We should mention the author's lens, though. Liz Kelly identifies as a white, cisgender, heterosexual, Xennial woman in the D.C. area. She has a master's in clinical social work. So the book draws on her clinical work using fictional client stories, but also her own life stuff.
And she's upfront about it. This isn't a replacement for professional treatment, especially for serious conditions. But the core idea is, empowerment. She believes feeling better is possible. You just need the right strategies. So let's get into them.
Okay, first up, self-care. It's chapter 1. Self-care is survival. It's kind of funny how self-care became this huge buzzword, right? Like searches jumped 250% recently, but it often gets treated like it's just fluff. Kelly cuts through that.
She really does. She tackles 4 big myths that stop people from doing, like real self-care. First one, and it's a biggie. Myth #1, self-care is selfish.
Oh yeah, the guilt trigger.
Totally. But she argues, and it makes sense, you can't care for others if you're running on empty. It's that classic airplane analogy,
Put your own oxygen mask on first. Almost.
Exactly. You have to. Which leads straight into myth #2, self-care is expensive.
The wellness industry version. Fancy retreats and crystals.
Right. Though she admits she buys the crystals sometimes, which is kind of funny. But her point is, true self-care isn't about buying stuff. It's small, sustainable actions, things that actually restore you.
Like what specifically?
Like making time for a shower, or actually creating and sticking to a budget that can be self-care, getting enough sleep, basic things really accessible to anyone.
That really shifts the focus. It's fundamental, not fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, myth #3. Self-care is unnecessary. The whole rise and grind thing.
Yeah, that hustle culture message, that pushing through pain and exhaustion is somehow admirable. Kelly says no, that's just a recipe for burnout. Practicing self-care is actually a sign of strength. It means you value yourself enough to, maintain yourself for the long haul. It's smart.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The last one feels a bit more subtle. Myth #4.
Yeah.
Self-care is anything that feels good.
How do we tell the difference?
This is crucial. She distinguishes between numbing out and restoring yourself.
Yeah. Numbing is the quick fix. Like, you feel awful, so you inhale a bag of French fries or binge watch a whole series. It avoids the feeling for a bit.
That doesn't actually help.
Exactly. Restoration might take more effort up front, like meal prepping or going for that walk even when you're tired, but it builds you up long term. Numbing just kind of drains you more.
Got it. So we're aiming for restoration, not just distraction. That kind of leads us from managing external stuff to managing the internal, that voice inside.
Perfect transition. Chapter 2 introduces the inner critic. She gives it a name, Nelson, which I think is brilliant.
Nelson.
Nelson is that part of you constantly putting you down, right? And it often echoes these harsh societal standards like you have to be thin and pretty and calm and successful and generous all at the same time. It internalizes all that pressure.
And what makes Nelson so powerful? She says it's actually how our brains are built, something about negative biases.
Exactly. It's like a leftover program from our caveman days. Back then, you had to notice the saber-toothed tiger, the danger. Ignoring threats meant, well, not surviving.
So we're wired to focus on the negative.
Pretty much. Our brains are designed to scan for threats. So even today, you get 10 positive comments on a project, but your brain zooms in on that one tiny criticism. It's trying to keep you safe, but it ends up just making you feel bad.
So it's like our internal alarm system is way too sensitive, sees burnt toast and screams, house fire. How do we recalibrate it?
We need to engage the rational part of the brain. Kelly suggests putting thoughts on trial, like a courtroom for your negative thoughts.
Okay, how does that work?
You actively question Nelson's accusations. When that critical thought pops up, I'm such an idiot, you pause and ask, okay, wait, is this thought actually true right now? And maybe the most useful question, what would I tell a friend if they said this about themselves? We're usually way kinder to our friends.
That's a good point. We also need to spot the faulty logic Nelson uses, right? The cognitive distortions.
Yes, these are like common thinking traps. She highlights two big ones, catastrophizing and all or nothing thinking.
Catastrophizing. That's jumping to the worst case scenario.
Instantly. Like, you imagine falling off the roller coaster before it even starts. Or, more realistically, you send one slightly awkward email and immediately picture getting fired. It's confusing what's possible with what's probable. Yes, it's possible you'll get fired over an email, but is it probable? Usually, not really.
Right, making that distinction is key. And the other one, all or nothing thinking.
That's seeing everything in black and white. Extremes only. You're late for one thing, so the entire day is ruined. You trip over one word in a talk, and the whole presentation was an abject failure.
No room for error, basically.
None! It fuels perfectionism because if it's not perfect, it's worthless.
So, countering this perfectionism,
Oh, yeah.
she has this, like, really counterintuitive idea. Get out there and suck at something.
It sounds weird, but it's brilliant. If Nelson screams about imperfection, the best way to shut him up is to intentionally be imperfect.
Yep.
Go take that improv class you know you'll be awkward in. Try a new hobby you're guaranteed to be bad at initially. She even jokes about trying hairstyles that might make you look like a pioneer woman on the Oregon Trail. It teaches your brain that mistakes aren't fatal. They're survivable. They're actually part of learning. It dials down the fear.
Okay, so we've talked thoughts. Now let's connect that to the body. Chapter 3 gets into the mind-body connection. She uses this great brain analogy.
The upstairs brain and the downstairs brain. Love that one. The upstairs is your prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part.
The CEO of the brain.
Sort of, yeah. And the downstairs brain is the amygdala, the survival center, the smoke detector. When we're super stressed or feel threatened, we flip our lid.
Meaning the thinking brain goes offline.
Totally offline.
Yeah.
And the downstairs survival brain takes over. That's when we just react instinctively.
And that's driven by the autonomic nervous system, leading to those classic threat responses, the 4 Fs.
Right. Fight, confronting, getting aggressive. Kelly mentions yelling at someone following her, which was out of character, but pure fight response.
Then flight, obviously, running away, avoiding.
Freeze, feeling completely stuck, paralyzed, like an opossum playing dead. Can't think, can't move.
And the 4th one, which seems really important for understanding certain patterns, fawn.
Fawn is critical, especially when we talk about things like codependency or trauma. It's trying to appease the threat, make them happy, agree with them, basically become what you think they want you to be so they won't hurt you.
People-pleasing is a survival strategy.
Exactly. Prioritizing their needs and feelings over your own to de-escalate danger, it's deeply ingrained for some people.
So if we find ourselves stuck in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn lid flipped, downstairs brain in charge, how do we get the upstairs brain back online? How do we calm the system down?
We need to activate the other part of the nervous system, the parasympathetic side, the rest and digest mode. And the key is the vagus nerve.
Okay, the vagus nerve, it runs. Where does it run again?
All the way from the brainstem down through your face, throat, chest, into your gut. It's like the main communication highway for calmness. Stimulate it, and you send a biological it's okay signal.
And Kelly offers some really simple ways to do that, like actually free ways, free vagal toning.
Yes. Things you can do anywhere. Humming deeply, singing out loud, big yawning, even gargling.
Gargling, really?
Yep. The vibrations in your throat directly stimulate that nerve. It's a physical trick to shift your mental state. It forces your body to start calming down.
That's amazing. What about grounding? For when your mind is racing, catastrophizing.
Grounding pulls you out of the future worry and back into the present moment. The book mentions the classic 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Super effective.
How does that go again?
You just use your senses. Name 5 things you can see around you right now. Then 4 things you can physically feel, the chair, your clothes, the floor. Then 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste.
Ah, right. It forces your brain to focus externally on the here and now.
Exactly. It interrupts that internal anxiety spiral by making you engage with reality.
So putting this all together, the big message seems to be that real change doesn't have to be this massive, overwhelming thing. It's about small, consistent steps. The client stories really show that.
Definitely. Like Clara, waiting for those scary biopsy results. She couldn't control the outcome, right? Huge anxiety.
Yeah.
So what does she focus on? Tiny things she could control. Getting enough sleep, eating regular meals, cleaning out one messy closet. Those small acts of control gave her a sense of stability when everything else felt chaotic.
It proves that doing something, anything, builds confidence.
Yeah.
Then there was that other great example, the timer trick for feeling overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. Terrence and the mountain of dirty dishes in his small apartment. He was just paralyzed by the mess.
We've all been there.
Totally. So Kelly suggested, just set a timer for 5 minutes. Commit only to starting, just for 5 minutes.
Okay.
He was shocked. He actually washed all the dishes in those 5 minutes. The mental block was way bigger than the actual task. And that success, that feeling of, I did it, gave him momentum to do other things, like go grocery shopping.
It just shatters that feeling of impossibility. It shows you don't need everything to be perfect to start making things better. You just need, like, a 5-minute timer sometimes.
Exactly. The book is really about equipping you with these practical tools to find some stability and, importantly, self-acceptance, even when life feels crazy.
It's empowering.
And I think that brings us to the core takeaway, really. All this work, understanding your inner critic, hacking your nervous system, it's not about becoming some kind of perfect, always happy person. That's not the goal. It's about building self-value. It's about fundamentally believing you're worthy of care and attention. It's about internalizing that message. You are enough right now, messy parts and all.
That feels like the most important message. You are enough right now. So thinking about that, if self-care is a sign of strength, a non-negotiable, what's one tiny act of strength you can commit to today? Something really small, definitely cheaper than therapy, just focused on restoring you. Maybe it's 5 minutes of humming, maybe it's questioning one of Nelson's criticisms. What will it be for you? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.